Never land in the spam folder again. I'm gonna show you exactly how we take brands that are doing $1 million plus a month in revenue and ensure that none of their emails ever land in the spam folder. I'm gonna show you how to optimize automations, optimize your campaigns, optimize your consents to ensure that when you send an email, someone actually opens it and actually reads it. My name's Gavin. I run an email and SMS marketing agency, and this is literally all I do. So if you have any questions about what I'm about to talk about, go ahead, chuck them in the comment section down below. Also, check out the description of this video. I have a bunch of free resources just for you to actually improve your email marketing. But without wasting any more of your time, let's get into it. If your deliverability is trash, the first thing you're gonna do in Klayvio is go on the left-hand side, scroll down until you see the deliverability tab right here, and you're gonna click that. And what you're gonna do here is you're gonna figure out where you are falling short. Now, this account is quite healthy, obviously, because it's an account that we're managing. You can see the open rates, the click rates, the bounce rates are low, unsubscribe rate is a little bit high. But let's assume, for example, that your bounce rates were high, and this was causing an issue with your deliverability. Now keep in mind, deliverability is measured across your entire email domain. So how people interact with your emails that you send influences how other people will see your domains in the future. Okay, so if somebody, for example, marks your email as spam and they have a Gmail account, Gmail is going to tell everybody who has a Gmail account that your emails have been flagged as spam, which increases the likelihood of them ending up in the spam folder. So you want to make sure that the emails you send to people have the best chance at getting engagement. And you can see where you're falling short here in the deliverability dashboard. Now, we're not seeing any major red flags here, right? But let's assume that we were. Let's assume that our bounce rates were really high, meaning emails are being submitted that aren't real, that aren't valid. The first thing we need to do is we need to check out where people are subscribing from. So when someone subscribes to our newsletter, more often than not for e-commerce, they do so by starting at checkout or by signing up in one of our sign-up forms like this right here, right? So if we click this here and we edit form, here, somebody enters their email address and they subscribe to a list. Now, if our deliverability is really bad and we're getting really bad engagement, one solution we can do is turn our lists to double opt-in. Let me show you what I mean. So when somebody subscribes to your email marketing here and they click, or rather they click enter, that's going to submit them to a list. And in this case, it's called email list. So we can go into this list, right? Click that list and you can go into the settings and consent. You can see that this is ticked to single opt-in. If you tick it to double opt-in, it means they can subscribe and they have to confirm again that they want to subscribe. Now, this drastically decreases how many people subscribe to your email marketing, but it improves the overall deliverability because people have to double confirm, meaning you're getting a smaller list of much more engaged people. I don't normally recommend doing this, but if your deliverability is really bad, I would turn this on temporarily. Now, another thing you should be doing across all your flows, regardless of whether or not your deliverability is bad or it's good, and especially if your bounce rates are high, is adding the following filter to every single flow. Take a look at this. We're going to go into all the core flows that we've built out for this client. And you're going to notice that we have a very specific flow filter, meaning a filter that's applied before every single email is sent. That is the following. Bounced email 0 times in the last 30 days. See this right here? We can go here. All you have to do to set this filter up is click what somebody has or has not done. Person has bounced email 0 times in the last 30 days. This means if their email has bounced, we will kick them out of the flow and not send them any more emails for the next 30 days. This is a great way to reduce your bounce rates. And keep in mind, if you get more, there's 2 types of bounces, soft and hard. Hard bounces are like, absolutely the email is not going to get sent again. If a person has more, depending on the settings you have within Klayvio, 5 consecutive soft bounces, meaning a bounce that isn't necessarily the same every single time in a really basic sense, 5 of those in a row will turn it into a hard bounce and Klayvio will automatically suppress them. But you should add that filter to pretty much every single one of your flows to improve your deliverability. You should also make sure you have this filter at the very top of every single one of your flows too. What somebody has or has not done, subscribe to email marketing at least once over all time, right? Or you can go here, if someone can receive email marketing because they're subscribed. It's another filter you can add there. Click save. Now, people can receive email marketing, technically, even if they're not subscribed. By adding this filter up here, person can receive email marketing, and then adding the additional layer of because the person is subscribed, what that does is it means that only people who are subscribed get email marketing. We could take this away if someone can receive email marketing. They can technically still receive email marketing even if they haven't subscribed. That has subscribed filter adds an extra condition that makes it a little bit stricter and harder for somebody to enter into your flow. It means they're more likely to be engaged with your emails. Now, let's also assume your deliverability in terms of your open rates and your click rates from a campaign perspective is not doing very well either. Odds are it's because your segmentation is not good. Your segmentation is crappy, you're sending to your entire list, not a good move. Step number one, never send your emails to your entire list. Whenever we have an account that comes to us whose deliverability is not looking really good, the first thing we do is we segment their audience. And we segment their audience by engagement. And let me show you this. As you can see here, these campaigns are getting pretty good engagement, right? 50% open rates pretty much across the board. Bit of a low one here, but that's okay. We're trying to re-engage the database. Let me show you this. Go list and segments. If your deliverability is bad, meaning your open rates are below 30% and your click rates are below 0.5%, the first thing you want to do is create a segment of engaged readers. Now, we've created 3 different windows: 30-day engaged, 60-day engaged, and 90-day engaged. And we send to those different segments based on the deliverability of a specific account. Let me show you here really quickly. 30-day engaged, comprised of anybody who can receive email marketing. Note, we did not add the filter because they are subscribed. If we did that, look, it becomes a lot smaller here. So we're going to go ahead and remove that. If they can receive email marketing and they've opened an email, clicked an email, subscribed to list, placed an order in the last 30 days. So these are OR conditions, but they have to match one of these 2 conditions to be in this segment. This is our 30-day engaged segment. And notice here, right, we're getting about 5,366 people. This is a much more engaged subset of our audience, meaning they've engaged with our emails in the last 30 days, meaning they're more likely to open and click our emails, which is going to help improve our metrics and bring our deliverability up. Now, let's assume we only sent, and this is what you should be doing, send to this segment until you're consistently getting good open rates, I'd say above 40%. And then once you're consistently getting that, you can then expand your criteria for how engaged you want your audience to be or who you want to be sending to. Let me show you. Let's assume that we sent to this list here and we consistently got 50% open rates. What that means is we can be a bit more generous with our definition of engaged to then engage more people. So we then go to the engaged 60 days. Engaged 60 days is exactly the same as engaged 30 days, except that window that we have is now 60 days instead of 30 days. So instead of opened or clicked or placed an order or subscribed to a newsletter in the last 30 days, it's in the last 60 days. And you can see we have more people in this because this is a more generous definition. We do the exact same thing. If we send to this segment and we consistently get 40%, above 40% open rates, we can afford to broaden our definition of who we want to send to. So we then start targeting 90-day engaged. And we just rinse and repeat that until our deliverability gets to a point of stabilized engagement from an open and click rate perspective. So once again, to ensure that your deliverability is the best, never send to your entire database, send to your engaged audiences only, add filters to your flows to ensure that people who have bounced in the last 30 days are not in your automations. If you really need to, turn on double opt-in for your list to make sure that you're only getting really engaged people into your database to help bring that deliverability up. And one other tip too, click your settings, go into your domains, and set up your dedicated sending domain right here. This should load, but as you can see here, this is really important. It tells Klayvio that you do own the domain that you say you own, right? Klayvio is looking for authentication because anybody could say, hey, I'm from company XYZ, but you need to actually add some records to your domain name from Klayvio to show that you are who you say you are. That's how you improve your overall email marketing deliverability. If you like this video, fantastic. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the description. There's a bunch of free, cool resources in there. If you have any questions, let me know. This is literally all I do, email and SMS marketing. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.